Continues to grow. It's over 270,000, and C9 VP fighting for their lives here in the tournament. They could finish bottom two. The loser will. Cloud9, you've got EternaLEnVy lost in the abyss, looking for a way out. He'll be playing the Lord of Chaos, the Chaos Knight. Fada on your Magnus. That puts AUI 2000 onto the Skywrath Mage. Heading towards the bottom lane, PyLi the EO, and Mag on the Centaur. They move down, they get a nice Observer Ward placed. And in the meantime, on the Radiant side, Team Virtus Pro, Yol, as the Ogre. He's been playing this here almost every single game. I'd say it's much or it's more than Puppy on his Marauder. It's ridiculous. Jotum, not on his go-to Potom. He's on a Disruptor. B's Easy is Perfect, or 633, as he's now known on the Slark. G, or God Kill Them All. Man, I wish he used that old name. Such a boss name. On the Legion Commander, and Sadoy on one of his go-to off-lane tempo controllers in the Tidehunter. Ward was placed to try and disrupt the pulls and gain an early economic advantage for Cloud9. And, well, any thoughts on the lanes here as they develop?
Well, it's smart for them to use a classic trick of having the Wisp tether up to the offlaner so he can get to the jungle faster and place that very aggressive ward. Normally you wouldn't be able to do that if VP buys their items quickly and moves off to their jungle, especially without a smoke. So Cloud9 using that to full effect. I think that VP actually might have seen that though.
There was a ping from the Ogre, but he might have just been saying that Cloud9 could be ganking us here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he spotted the Wisp. They
don't have Sentry Gold though. You'll one for boots, and the Disruptor hasn't saved anything. He has a smoke right now, so they can't deward this. I guess your supports or your core Slark could buy it, but you'd rather if a support does that.
See y'all trying to bully out Fada in the mid lane with the boots first Ogre. Sadoy playing around with Aoi.
Yeah, tough off lane for the Tidehunter against Skywrath Mage. Kraken Shell not too useful against all this nuke damage. Mag at the same time is an off lane Centaur on the Radiant side, so he'll struggle a bit as well.
He had a better block though.
Yeah, he's getting early levels. We'll have a quick pause. Important game for both teams. They want to make sure everything is right. There is no second chance here. It's a grueling BO1 format for these first 4 games.
I wonder if the GG branch for G is going to pay off. He has 2 branches as opposed to Fada's 1.
Double the luck, maybe.
It's not him that needs a luck. Yol, no GG branch on him.
Some people don't believe in luck though. They believe in pure skill.
So PyLi
That's why Yol plays Ogre.
Not getting any of the stacks off, and Cloud9 actually not getting any off at the 1 minute mark. So that won't slow down PyLi a little bit. They won't have access to their pool for another minute, and I guess most of their efforts can be concentrated on trying to kill Sadoy.
Yol rotates towards mid. He does have these boots. He may be able to snipe the courier on the way back, though the bottle would already be on Fada, so it's not the hugest deal. Still, a courier kill is a nice one. Prepare to get clubbed, my courier friend. Straight in. Oh, he has the bottle. He left a charge on it. Yol with the big plays. 700 gold lost for now. Courier on the sidelines for 3 minutes. What a win here mid. Fortunately for Fada, he's at full HP and mana.
But that's the green line for G. He can just play very aggressively, trade regen. Fada doesn't have a salve. He actually only has 2 tangos, 2 shared tangos at that. So he's actually in a pretty big position of danger if Legion Commander wants to harass him at all.
Death by Ogre. It's a terrible way to go. Top room may spawn here, and AUI and Pi get aggressive. They're tethered up with their Skywrath and EO. At the meantime, the room will spawn bottom as well. It'll be a bounty there, and on the top, a regen. Well, that's fortunate for the Mag. So much for getting to play aggressive. He can grab that and be in relatively okay shape. This will get him through the next minute or so.
At the same time, PyLi's bottle is also delayed. He went to no item with, trying to rush that bottle in. It's sitting at his stash for another couple of minutes.
Oh no, he already has it too. That's unfortunate.
Still not the biggest loss for them.
Like as far as losing your courier at 2 minutes goes, it's not the worst courier loss we've seen. I've seen that happen where the player is already losing the lane, and then they just have to go walk back to base, and then the game's pretty much over for them without a big bailout from their team.
Sadoy not having easy time, gonna have be forced to stack Ancients.
One interesting thing for Cloud9 here is we've seen almost every team who runs the Wisp. Tinker's a great example. Secret does it a lot too. And I believe we've seen others, that they really focus on cutting down these trees, Ben, so they can do the double pull. But PyLi, he'll try for it. Just the single pull for now. And he does get the first stack. So not quite as much of an economic boon. And they do have a good lineup to clear stacks. Centaur's good at it. Mag's quite good at it. CK with Empower later on can do some work there.
But on the flip side, VP's not getting anything from their safe lane as far as the Disruptor. He's not able to pull it all, force the leech experience from the Slark. So all in all, slight favor for Cloud9. I'd say even with the bottle and chicken loss.
Yeah, with it it looks like gold is even, experience going their way early. A lot of it just comes down to this Observer Ward. It's the lack of saving for sentries has hurt VP quite a bit. And Disruptor is a level dependent support. He's only level 2 now. BZZ's been sharing experience, but he has hit 4.
Yeah, then there's some stacks on both sides. We'll see a tri-stack from the Ancients, stacked by Yol. At the same time, we see we in Pilot Eye maybe trying to contest this rune. Might be 4 people there.
We could have a little tango here. Sadoy caught out, but if there's a haste rune or something like that, this is big trouble. Well, they get lucky that it's only an illusion. Meanwhile, Jadam being pursued out here by your Centaur. He has boots. Jadam has not skilled Glimpse actually, and he's only level 2. Might be a solo kill. If he gets a range for the stomp, he goes for it. Double edge could be it. Mag, the stand-in. Big plays from him. Gets Cloud9 rolling early here. First blood drawn. If he had Glimpse, he could have lived, but he just didn't skill right. BZZ maybe gets the trade, continues to chase. 1 or 2 more parks would do him in. He's got a leap, he latches it too. Teleport forced out. He actually Dark Pacted, which will reduce his HP further, and he goes down to the Fada Shockwave. So Cloud9 still coming out on top there, 2 for 1, and they get the first blood.
I don't know what the heck Jadam's doing with his gold. He had 700 gold. He could have easily bought boots and a TP. He could have bought Sentry Wards a long time ago.
He just did that now.
Yeah, but he could have done that before. It would have prevented the death. Also, if he had skilled Glimpse, because he's under leveled. He didn't have the access to the pool. He's like almost level 3. If he were level 3, he'd have Glimpse, and all these things happen because of that simple Observer Ward.
Now they're going to bring the Wisp in towards mid, has the bottle ready. Fada. Courier has respawn for the Dire, by the way, so they have that working back in their favor. Look at EternaLEnVy's far. We haven't really talked too much about the safe lanes, Ben, but he's sitting at 38 CS to the off lane Slark, or the safe lane Slark, his counterpart, only sitting on 25. He's already up 15. That's a pretty damn big lead. They're going to go in on Sadoy here as well. They get the 2-second stun, and I don't know if he's able to get out of this. Kraken Shell will be maybe enough to save him. Yeah, barely surviving.
It was right after the conch shot hit.
Yeah, well, that's generally how Kraken seems to work early game. Stun, gone to Mag, and they can glimpse him back, I believe. Yeah, they've got it. They pull him into a kinetic field. BZZ continues to go to work, but they've got no way to stun him. Mag again making plays for Cloud9. He did it on day 1 in a big way, or sorry, day 2. Day 1 for this team in a big way with his puck, and he's doing it again here on the Centaur. Man, you get a stand-in and he plays this well. That's incredible.
Dire's bottom tower is
incredible indeed, and yeah, the VP supports are suffering now. All they had going for them in the early game was a bottle kill, or sorry, the chicken kill.
Well, as we head towards the mid game, how do you like their chances?
Not that much, since no one really has any farm. Like G may be able to get something accomplished with his 37 CS, but without Blinks, they're still very, very vulnerable to the Wisp relocate. And granted, he's only level 4 right now, but you're talking about a CK with absolute free farm. You're talking about an under-level Tidehunter who still won't have Ravage for a few minutes. And I actually saw Fata ping out the Ancient stack too, so I don't really think they can contest it right now. Maybe when Centaur hits level 6 they can, but I don't know. Things aren't going well for them at all, and it's going to take really good play. They can't offset a bad play with farm.
There's a duel ready. G has a double damage as well. He might be able to get a kill here on Fada, certainly with a +1. But perhaps worried about those teleport rotations. No Stampede online yet. As Pi will begin just solo jungling, so it's quite a different jungle.
He missed the double stack.
Yeah.
He's going for the double stack.
It's just been a different approach to the Wisp jungle. Like we saw the Axe just sitting there and more emphasis on stacking. He's been a little bit more time checking runes, moving around the Skywrath and trying to support his team early on. We'll slow down his economy though. Yol fishing for a jump in there with the stun, but Fada will quickly skewer away to safety and now purchases himself a smoke. He may go for a pickoff here. What's the lane that you want to focus on if you're the Mag?
I mean, it's a really easy kill on any of the supports. Tidehunter, it's not that important of a kill. Maybe he wants to smoke around and get the tower on top, but I think just hold it, wait for a better opportunity, wait for Wisp to hit 6 most importantly.
Speaking of levels, Wisp has hit 4 and change. Not too shabby as they'll rotate towards this rune. If G walks in, he's going down. The RP was cast and then canceled. They don't use it. I don't think they, oh, maybe they do need it. They're gonna throw it now just to ensure the kill. And that's a nice one. Fada with the takedown up to 500 gold. It gives your Wisp level 5 and change, so closing on 6. While meanwhile, Mag again finding these kills on his own. Bottom lane, he didn't even have Stampede. Glimpse wasn't even used. Didn't see how it started, but he strikes again here from the off lane.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what Jada is really doing. He's level 3, no sentries, just not really participating in anything. Maybe
he's not getting levels, he's not keeping the offlaner down.
They can kind of sit mid and go for a Legion Commander gank with the Ogre too. That's also a possibility if he had any smokes. He does have a smoke on him, but at this point, like if they go into back Centaur is not going to die unless they have another person come in. At the same time, Wisp is almost level 6, so he can't really use Glimpse offensively in this situation or he's going to die.
Yeah, and it's just not good enough to have this low of an impact disruptor, especially when your Tidehunter struggled a bit. Sidoi will now try to catch up on Ancients. They haven't kept EternaLEnVy down at all. The Wisp, thanks to that kill on the mid lane, is getting a fairly fast level 6. They need more out of their supports. The Disruptor and the Ogre have been fairly quiet. I mean, it started with the Courier kill, so it looked like it was going to be a great run, but since then, they haven't really worked together. They didn't D-ward, didn't save any gold for that. They've put their team in a bad position, and then to boot, the Slark's gone for a Midas, so in general, VP are just not going to be ready to fight when C9 starts to pick up their big items. Blink coming fairly soon on the Centaur. He's already got 900 gold. Even sooner on Fada, he's got 1,000. And with this tower top under siege, it may drop and give them a big boost towards those Blink daggers. I'm worried about this next wave of aggression.
Cloud9's just about to explode in like 3 minutes, I'd say. Like
yeah.
Blink Dagger on Mag, Blink Dagger, or on the Magnus, Blink Dagger on Centaur, and then Skywrath almost level 6, as well as Wisp level 6. These are all big game changers in VP. What do they have to show for it? Maybe like a BZZ Midas? I don't really think the Midas is that bad of a choice. It's not great, but his team isn't doing anything. So I guess they can win off a farm Slark.
Can they?
Can they? I don't think so, but I think he feels like against the wall, like, hey, what can we do to win this game now? Or at least turn around this mid game.
This may just cause them to lose all control of the map. We'll see. The Midas Slark has worked out very well in the past. It's more just this game. It feels like they need the Slark to be a contributor because the rest of the team's not getting the job done.
Pilot Ice 6.
He's 6. Skywrath Mage is 6. They have an RP. They have a haste run on Fada. They have 2 smokes. This is a perfect time to go for a fight. And they're going to smoke. It's the Bruisers in front. Your Magnus leading the way. Centaur close behind him. These mythical creatures on the move for VP, and it's probably Jadam who gets caught here, but they ideally like to go on the Slark. Nobody else really showing on the map right now aside from that Ogre mid. And they're going to wrap Fada through, and Jadam will reveal them, but it's a hasted Fada. He skewers in. The RP is there. No glimpse back in time. A quick takedown. Now they look to retreat. They have eyes on him thanks to that Thunderstrike, but they'll stampede to get out, and coming from the sideline to cut off the path is Yol. He'll get off the stun here. Who's he go for? He's got a stun mag because Fada is hasted. Shockwave to start. They need a leap to connect, and it will. Dark Pack to follow. They get the mag kill. Didn't have a duel though. A 1-for-1. Not too bad.
I was scared of the relooking for them, but with the Tidehunter there, it's not a great fight for them to take. So yeah, slows down Centaur's.
But they lose the tower still.
Centaur's Blink, yeah, it's still not bad for them. They had to blow Stampede and RP for just a solo Disruptor kill, who's already under-leveled.
Well, with that tower dropping, the Blink daggers close in, at which point you don't really need to use all your ults to get kills. You can just use the Blink Stomp. Fada, 1,800 gold. The Centaur, 1,450. They do have Ravage online. Sidoi's completed his Arcane Boots. He cleared out his Ancient stack. Well, actually didn't clear it out fully, but got the smaller creeps for it. And he's got some okay farm, but you compare that to the Centaur, he's getting out-farmed, and generally...
He's going for a kill, probably on Jadam.
Generally, it's Tide who out-farms him, sitting very far back. He doesn't have his ultimate yet, but doesn't really need it. One stun or Reality Rift, and Jadam will die. And he's up to 1,300 health already. Expect to see something like that Armlet coming soon, or maybe he just goes for a bigger item. Either way, though, yeah, there's your Helm of Iron Will. Armlet incoming.
Man, I'm looking at G Set with his blades. He's won 687 duels. That's a lot of LC games.
Well, it's all about the duels you've won this game. He's won 0. Yeah. He hasn't even dueled yet.
I also don't know why I didn't go for Blink first. I mean, Ogre Club and Midas, they're like decent and all, but they have a fighting lineup. They don't have your ideal late game lineup is.
Bottom lane, Mag nearly got brought down by the Ogre. He will die to Ignite, and now the rotation comes. But BZZ is able to leap up to the high ground. They might get eyes on him here as the orbs explode. They do. Now they can custom shot. They Mystic Flare. He gets pulled out of that Mystic Flare, but into trouble anyway, as the Wisp nearly falls, and at the same time, Pylite will die on the relocate back. Didn't bring anyone with him, wisely so. That one was also not a duel. G just couldn't get it off in time. The Wisp was too low.
It's really important that they're slowing down Mag, though, with this blink. He was off to a fantastic start with the first blood, super early Tranquils, the solo kill on Disruptor, and
2 solo kills, yeah.
Yeah, and now his is at 1,500 gold. I think he should have had it a couple minutes ago, but they went for very aggressive maneuvers prior to their blinks. Usually you want to do it immediately after. Maybe they were trying to catch VP off guard with a couple minutes early on the timing, but it hasn't paid off.
Smoke from Cloud9. Mag and Fana again grouped up together, but this time they have their first blink. Mag's might be delayed, but Fana's is ready to go. He'll pick up a bounty rune. It's under a Radiant Observer Ward. If they were watching, they would have seen this. But it doesn't necessarily look like they did, because BZZ's hanging around in the lane. He's damn close to getting caught out. They've got the blink RP into a tether, into that stomp from the Centaur, the stun from the Chaos Knight, and he's just so damn close to getting caught. RP will start it. Now they look for the skewer. They pull him back in with a 3-second stun. Shockwave securing the kill. Nicely done. Just too quick on the burst. Although VPR smoked, Slark does a buyback if he wants to engage. They have a Ravage. EternaLEnVy's going to jump in. Nero already a completed armlet. They barely hit 3 on the RP. Duel on the Pylite, not enough to finish him off. And EternaLEnVy stands strong with his Phantasm. He got the bonus illusion. Got lucky there on the roll. The multicast only hitting an illusion. And now Yo will die. They've lost 4 with a Ravage expended. What a train wreck for VP.
I like EA's play there. He just armlet and be like, screw you, Tide, I'm going to go on you. And if you want to Ravage, you're going to have the Ravage right there. And my teammate's in a pretty fortified position. And he has 1,800 HP. And on top of that, the Wisps, Tether Heal, Overcharge, plus Stampede. So he's mighty survivable. Armlet toggle available to him.
I mean, this goes back to just the superior farm on EternaLEnVy early in the lane. Like, it started off at 15. Now he's up to 25 on the Slark. And you have Midas, but I think the farm on EE more than makes up for that. And certainly when he's winning fights like that. BZZ not really getting the job done.
I mean, his CS is incredible. His net worth is way higher than Slark's. And Slark just dies to the blinking, and he can't always dark pack them. And even if they do, they have so many stuns and ways to lock them down. They have 3 stuns that they can use on them.
And Skywrath Silence. Like, yeah, there's just too much.
Yeah, or just Mystic Flare on top of it. If you Shadow Dance or Dark Pack, you're still likely going to die.
Yeah, there's a lot of collateral damage, even things like Shockwave, pretty good for that. It's just not encouraging. VP haven't won a duel yet. They're now down by 5,000 gold. They ran a solo mid Legion who's hardly participated in any fights. 1-2-1. Their safe lane Slark with a Midas also not really doing anything. 2-3-2. And most of those fights he's been involved in were ones like he had to react to or force the fights, and that was their first Ravage, which didn't work out. But that said, they finally get an item, a Blink Dagger on the Slark, and they will try and turn this one. Smoking up and rotating through. There's already an RP ready again. Stampede online. Relocate ready too. It's G on the high ground who's invis. I think we might see a smoke momentarily from Cloud9. They have one in AUI 2000. G's keeping just out of range of them, so he won't break this even if it's pop, but they're kind of spread out now. They're going to converge. Ravage still cooling down for 23. This will be a terrible time to fight for VP, and they're going to back.
One thing that
they might go back in on top.
One thing that VP can do is kind of bait out the Slark, because he does have a Midas and is very easy to kill. They can kind of park Sidoi behind him and hope he's quick enough with the Death Pact and counter Ravage and RP, but that's still just very dangerous. BZZ's likely to die as collateral damage, so I mean,
Dire's middle tower
and what do they want to fight now without any mech?
Oh, EternaLEnVy! How did he do it? He pulled him up to the high ground. Great maneuver there, and Brains jot him down. So he dropped a random kinetic field here, then walked that way, and EternaLEnVy just walked calmly over to the side of the cliff. Reality rifted him and pulled him up, basically reversing their positions, and just finished him off from there.
He's not going for BKB a little surprisingly versus Ravage and Disruptor.
And you all relocate bottom onto G. Another pickoff.
This is getting ugly.
RP to start it, relocate to follow. With the Mystic Flare follow-up, Cloud9 are just one step ahead of VP at every turn. And I don't think they have this late game. Not against that. Like, you're running 2 melee cores against massive AoE. RP, Stamp or a
Dire's
Stomp
middle
and
tower is
a
under
Chaos Knight who
attack.
wants you to get close to him so he can just shred you with
Radiant's top tower
illusions.
is under attack.
Yo, let's get stunned out by Pilot Eye.
Where's the stun? Just ignited him.
I don't know. I don't know either.
Oh, jeez.
There's a lot of things that I'm wondering about VP in this situation.
Maybe just panicking, as their playoff lives are on the line now.
Still blink dagger on Sadoi, can't get initiate, but they can't get past Chaos Knight. He's 1700 HP without armlet, 2200 with. He's going for a non-BKB build and just tanking up, building a lot of strength, building a lot of survivability, and his illusions are going to be impossible to kill. I question their AoE at the start, but with Envy's amount of farm relative to VP's, it's almost no question that they're going to stay alive and fight.
Where I really worry for VP, Ben, is that when they've won games, it's always with an early hot start. Like, they have not shown the best late game decision maker, even mid game at times, and they're off to a very slow start against a team who generally tends to excel more in mid and late game in Cloud9. Paper looks kind of bad for them. They did smoke behind their slug. At the same time, Cloud9 is somewhat ready for this. They're sitting way back, and they're just spreading the map out. At UI 2000, you know that Cloud9 has a good sense of where these heroes are when your Skywrath with no mobility items is just sitting here thanks to Observer Wards. One drop down in the jungle, one drop down here towards the bottom lane. Without the RP, Cloud9 are just biding their time, but they are about to get it. 9 seconds, Glyph was already used.
Dire's middle tower
VP should
is
not
under
go for this
attack.
tier 2, and they
Dire's
won't. If
middle
they do,
tower
they're going to
has
get wrecked.
fallen.
So they got a lot of farm in the side lane from that anyways.
Yeah, that took a while to push, because they smoked first, then they're like, okay, let's just take the tower. A little bit of hesitation. It's still a much-needed tower. Their first of the game for VP. They keep it close on paper, but they relocate up bottom on the ult. Those wards paying off in a hurry. Ogre, unable to react here. They do drop a static storm, but they can't keep the cascade into it. Now he comes back. He's tanky enough to fight through this. He has the 3 illusions, and he just shreds the disruptor. Then they relocate him out to safety. Just the illusion bringing G down to about 2/3 HP. And he hasn't reached his full strength yet. We've only seen EternaLEnVy begin to grow. Still can complete that heart. He's going to get his level 3 ultimate fairly soon.
And at this point, VP can only farm like in 3 places. Next to their T1 in mid, actually that's not available to them anymore. And these 2 camps, everything else is warded.
They're on the hunt for Fauna, but he's going to skewer and head to the north. Reinforcements are just a bit farther out in the form of the Centaur. BZZ does have a blink cooling down in 4, but already the blink of Fauna is prepared and he'll use it to retreat.
They need to use Slark to deward these wards, and then VP can farm up a little bit more.
It's just so hard to do it against Stampede and relocate, right? Like,
yeah.
Even if you're near your tower, you could still potentially get jumped. At some point, EternaLEnVy going to be so big that he may just be able to tower dive with Wisp and tank through a Ravage and still win the fight. Especially if he goes back for a BKB after this heart.
I don't think VP knows what sentry wards are. Get some sentry wards, man. They have relocate ganks on Ogre.
So to be fair, they didn't start the game with them.
Yeah, I mean,
Or gold for them. Now they have them.
they are important. 'Cause it's very
They're also-
clear they have wards on bottom. Oh boy.
Going in mid lane G with a double damage rune, blinking in. This will force out a Stampede, but no kills off of that. Rough times for VP.
Chaos Knight heart complete with Empower. He's whacking for 250 a hit.
Don't sleep on those illusions either. They're scary. They get that crit too. And he'll be over 3k HP with the armlet on.
Yes, yes he will be. And then he's cleaving as well, and then he has attack speed from overcharge.
And you're running 4 melee heroes against cleave. That's another problem. Potentially, if this RP hits. If a good RP hits, there's just VP can't win a fight. They have to hope that the RP misses, maybe bait it out somehow, like you said with the Slark, and maybe he's got a BKB sim, so perhaps he can do it. And at least they have to commit a lot of physical damage to kill him. Well, it's a lot of theory crafting for VP. That's just the nature of their position. And now they're working on a Roshan for Cloud9. EternaLEnVy lost in the pit, aka the Abyss. We'll try to clean this Rosh up. He's dropping it low, and VP are looking to contest. Now they blink back towards the top side of the map. They're going to go into Mag here. He gets off his stomp. Fada, G does go for the duel, but they can't kill off Fada in time. He won't get the bonus damage. Still not a winner. Roshan was not finished though. EternaLEnVy came out of the fight and he charges it with the Wisp, trying to engage at the same time. Mag pursued out. Maybe picked off here by Sidoi. No, another stop. Now the relocate in. On to BZZ, looking for that Sidoi kill. And they'll take him down here with a pullback. The anger smashes to no avail. They'll be returning.
They really want to...
They're going to contest this when he comes back, but he's got his ult ready. He's at full health. What were they thinking? Off with your head, says EternaLEnVy.
I guess they were trying to glimpse back the Wisp, which they did, and then EE still there.
Just right clicks them.
They had to switch it up. They had to glimpse back EE and then kill the Wisp. But,
but even then, you're just killing the Wisp.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
They're scrambling for any sort of kill. At this point, any sort of momentum to get them back in this game. EE easy tank for Roshan with his Aegis. Uh-oh.
Jesus, dude. I haven't seen a cast knight this big in a long time.
At least they finally got a kill with Ravage. That's the first one that they've acquired with Ravage in this game.
Yeah, still, the graph tells a grim story. They only got the Magnus kill there. And now they're down by 10,000 gold and Aegis, 10,000 experience. And most importantly, how do they kill this Chaos Knight? Blink out as EternaLEnVy reality rips in, and he's still Ghost on this. He has his Aegis, he's popping a jump charge now. He'll use now the Phantasmic, continues pursuit. Just one-shots the Ogre. Who is so much for Ogre being a tank. G's gonna be next here. Slash down. RP completely unnecessary for that. Still used. And, doesn't matter. They'll keep on pushing. No Ravage.
For over 1,000 right now.
And that's just the main hero, dude. Now they're going to take the tier 2. They just go high ground with these Phantasm illusions. Let's see. They're thinking about it. They've still got a little duration left.
They don't have Ravage. They don't have any fight without Ravage.
It's up in 30. But 30 seconds is enough for EternaLEnVy to take a tier 3. And with a DD and Fauna, possibly your entire base, they're going to cave this tier 3 in and look to just carve a hole right through VP land. Sidoi in 18 will have it. Let's see if EternaLEnVy's wrote down the time. He is unafraid. He still has Aegis to work with. The Wisp is now in position. Well, will be soon, rather, to back him up. Has relocated, just sitting in the fountain in case EternaLEnVy needs help. Glimpse in. He's going to turn. He says, you want to bring me in? Great, free Blink Dagger for me. Now I go on to you. They skewer Yol back, gets 3-shotted. Sidoi leaps forward. He's got Ravage. He's going to either use it or die. It's his choice. Well, Ravage, Static Storm's there. They'll finally win a duel at 25 minutes. Mag now chasing Sidoi the other direction. EternaLEnVy cleaves through it, fights through it, wins the battle. This is the real duel master. Triple kill for him, and you might as well just GG if you're VP. It's over.
It's definitely over.
What a beatdown.
What does he by next with his heaps and heaps of gold?
Whatever he wants. It's all Kurat's, Manta style. The choice is his. There you go. So now the potential is for, what is it, 8 cast knights? If you get the bonus illusion, that's 4, 5, 6, 7. He's got a lot. And if you get the illusion room.
And Refresher Orb.
Could be 9.
Actually, Refresher don't do anything.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool if it did.
It would.
Late game cast knight?
Well, I think you can actually get 2 Manta styles and then refresh and then use a second Manta style. And
oh yeah, like Necro Book. Yeah.
So technically you can get 9.
Only needs another 11,000 gold. I mean, he's farm, but...
And a Replicate.
This is not Havost level Supercopter farm yet. Oh yeah, Replicate. Well then, by that, you could have a Disruptor as well. Or no, Disruption, Shadow Demon. Yeah, not Disruptor. They're gonna push in top
Trivia
lane.
question. How many?
What's the maximum number of cast knight illusions you can have?
Yeah. I guess by our market would be like 12.
Yeah, something like that. They're gonna go in now on the backside. BZZ does manage to bring down your Scar's Mage. Highlight Eye being focused on. And they will go in with an RP on 2. EternaLEnVy using his ultimate again. But it was the Prada RP that set it up. Got 2, make it 3. They got a Skyreth Mage as the trade, and now on the retreat out is BZZ, powerless against the onslaught.
EE's just slaughtering them. There's no
He's
other
13-0-7 at 27 minutes. Net worth, a gold per minute, 700. One-man wrecking crew. They played well to get him to this point, but now he's gone. He still has Aegis. They used everything, and they couldn't even break the Aegis in that previous fight. And still Ravage cooling down. Well, whether VP likes it or not, it's over for them.
Speaking of future prospects, this is pretty scary if you're on the bottom side of the lower bracket, which is Na'Vi. Na'Vi, I would say like a couple weeks ago, I would say C9's like fairly easy to figure out. But now they have a lot of stress up their sleeve. This with CK is unusual for them.
Yeah, they're actually starting to evolve in this tournament. And that's the cool thing about LANs is I feel like sometimes teams just get into a rut in online play, but then they come to LAN. You play so many matches for the top teams that you hardly have time to watch other teams' games. You know, you're playing like 6-8 hours a day, plus you want to sleep and maybe play some pubs and stream to make your team happy. But when you come to a LAN, you get to watch the other teams play. You have time to talk to other players from other teams, and you kind of you accelerate that evolution process. And we're seeing that now from C9. We saw it a bit yesterday from Secret, and I'm hoping all the teams here will continue to improve. As top lane, Mag's gone in. Actually, BZZ's gone in. He'll find a pickoff here, perhaps Mystic Flare. Oh, no. Oh, he gets it. Now BKB's retreats out. They get eyes on him. Something for BZZ. Just desperately trying to salvage this game for VP.
It's not only that they're using different strats, it's that they're using them very confidently, too. This is an elimination match and a best of one. They have one chance to win. And
they're willing to go for it.
Yeah, they're willing to go for it. They played it confidently. They played it very well. It seems like they've been, if I didn't know any better, I'd say they've been playing it all along.
Oh, here comes that illusion rune. He does a phantasm soon. They really want to give this to her. Oh, they're leaving it though. She's gonna blink out.
Give me your bottle, Fada.
EternaLEnVy is a big believer in the late game carry bottles. It's actually getting an illusion rune on Chaos Knight. It's probably close to as good as a double damage rune, if not better. Either way, it's still a nice rune.
He can probably, like, if his team just goes to bottom, he could probably throw it in while they're not looking.
Yeah, it's like, how do you want to win this game? That's now Cloud9 get to choose how to cut their meat. Well, looking forward to the Na'Vi VP match, Ben. How do you...
Na'Vi Cloud9?
Or sorry, Na'Vi Cloud9. Na'Vi VP. Na'Vi Cloud9. How do you rate their chances in a BO1?
I think both of these teams have surprised me in this tournament. Na'Vi with their Pudge pick, they didn't really come through in EG games 1 and 2, so I would say they're still experimenting but haven't really refined their strategies. C9 a little bit of the same, but they're more in a more refined state than Na'Vi, so I'd give the edge to Cloud9 in this situation, but at the same time, Na'Vi is really strong early game, and Cloud9 that actually seems to be their weakest point too. So either Na'Vi is going to capitalize on that and proceed to snowball their way to victory off a good early game, or Cloud9's probably going to play more refined and just solid strategies overall and beat them soundly.
And that's actually how Na'Vi took game 1 against EG. They had a really good early game and a really good strategy, and from there they just snowballed it to end game 1. So that's BO1, potentially an area where Na'Vi could shine too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it should be a pretty close game in terms of how the bets go. With Na'Vi, there's always like the Na'Vi fans factor on Dota 2 Lounge, so they normally have the
There's a lot of
odds.
C9 fans too, to be fair.
Yeah, there's a pretty big CIS element that follow, but here's going to be it's probably your final clash. If VP don't win this, they should be calling the GG. They're going to jump in now, looking for a duel. G can't get a range yet. Fada's already BKB'd and retreated. At the same time, Mag duke it out, and EternaLEnVy unleashes the illusion nightmare upon VP. There's an anchor smash, a ravage, and all the illusions at half health. Fada's just going to skewer through. Sedoy gets locked, and now Yoel's going to get chopped. Orbs onto him, Reality Rift coming, pulled into the pain and suffering that Chaos Knight will relocate to GG it. BZZ going, well, trying to leap out. That's not going to happen. Stop, double edge. Towers will fall. 4,500 health, 24 armor. Literally unkillable.
And anchor smash on him too while he was in the majority of that fight, and he just still walked him down.
It's not that VP could not have dealt with this draft. Like, if they had a refresher orb on the Tidehunter, if their Legion commander snowballed, if their Slark actually got something done fairly early, if the supports were able to get a quick level 6 on Disruptor, like that first big fight bottom, they didn't actually have it. If they had Static Storm, it might have been a different fight, but VP, although I think the idea could have worked, the execution was a bit lacking. And now it's going to be mega creeps for Cloud9. As EternaLEnVy just continues to push in. He doesn't have illusions. He's still 2 shots shot him. He stuns Yoel, gets the 2-second stun there. He's looking for more stun duration at this point. Doesn't need the damage any longer. Yoel will also fall. Cloud9 just continues to massacre VP. EternaLEnVy wants a little bit of extra kills. No, he's going to go for the rack. He's focused on objectives. They'll dual mag. They will finish him for this. Fada's going to TP in, then blinks away. But Mega Creep secured by EternaLEnVy. He's at full HP. He's popped his Manta. AUI looking for a solo kill. And Sedoy, he may get it too. One more nuke. Yeah, he will. Fada's going to come in and clean up. And at long last, VP. This marks their departure from Starladder. They will finish in the bottom too. It was always going to be a tough run for them, being invited fairly last minute as a replacement for VG Game and a newbie. Cloud9 were the favorites coming in, and they show why. They take it convincingly.
Looking good, Cloud9, looking good.
Yeah, keeping those hot hand warmers going. Yeah, it's not that chilly in here.
These guys, they're so entertaining.
They really
in
are.
person.
Fun guys. All right, so that means Cloud9 versus Na'Vi.